Well, thanks to everybody for coming tonight. We are super excited to be sponsoring our first Tech Talk. And we want to extend a special thank you to our sponsors, Amazon Web Services, Maxar Technologies, Booz Allen and Hamilton, and Palantir. We literally could not put this event on without their help, and we are very, very thankful for that. Please mark your calendars for the 23rd of April. On the 23rd of April, we're having our spring Spook Stock event that we do with the Spook Stock Foundation. It's going to be at an undisclosed location in Loudoun County. It's like a winery. It's going to be a COVID-safe environment. They got the same company that secured the Super Bowl. So we are pretty excited about that. The featured act will be the Old Dominion Band. So please mark your calendars for that. And if you need an invitation, feel free to reach out. You're all part of something really special tonight. It's special for a couple of reasons. First is that it's our first fundraiser for the Defense Intelligence Memorial Foundation. Our mission, as you're well aware, is that to raise funds for the children of fallen intelligence officers from across the defense intelligence enterprise. We support DIA, NSA, NRO, NGA, and the combatant commands, any intelligence officer that has fallen victim to an adversary in combat. Not only is this an event that's important to us because it's our first fundraiser, but it's also our first, hopefully, annual Tech Talk. We intend to host something like this, hopefully in person, in the next year. And we'll choose a new topic, and hopefully we'll have just as an esteemed group of folks we've brought together for this that time around. And I am very proud to announce at this event, we have reached a series of important fiscal goals. One of them was that we intended to raise at least $10,000 from this event. I'm proud to report that we have raised $42,250 in your donations and from our sponsors and from the ticket sales and various coaching events today. That pays for a year at a private university and a year at a public university. So we're very, very happy for that. And because you've been so generous with your time, we hope that you get something rewarding out of this. And we sincerely thank you for all your contributions and for the help that you give our kids like this.
My name is Marie Mickley, and I'm a recipient of the Defense Intelligence Memorial Foundation Scholarship and a current 1L at the University of Wisconsin Law School. After my mother passed away in the Pentagon on 9/11, it became of tantamount importance to me that the decisions I make and the goals that I pursue not be dictated by fear. In particular, I did not want my worldview and my opinion of other cultures and other peoples to be dictated by this traumatic event. I decided to engage in an active pursuit of exposure to the world around me. This included riding down the bustling bike lanes of Copenhagen as I spent a summer studying abroad in Denmark, to volunteering as an English teacher in an elementary school classroom in the small Tigman village of the Philippines. Interestingly enough, my experiences came to a turning point domestically as I volunteered in an English as a second language classroom in North Carolina. I found myself overwhelmingly impressed with the resilience of these high school age students, but also connected to them and the way in which our lives were linked to global affairs. I also found myself wanting to have the tools to help them and individuals like them. I applied to law school and am now attending law school because I wanted to gain the legal expertise to not only acknowledge the stories of individuals like these students, but to positively change the course of them. The Defense Intelligence Memorial Foundation Scholarship has provided me with the means to pursue these goals unencumbered by financial insecurity. The foundation has also provided me with a solid professional foundation and network such that I feel supported to pursue these goals. Next up in line for me is a legal internship with the Office of General Counsel at the Defense Intelligence Agency, the office where my mother worked. I thank you all incredibly for your donations and your contributions to this scholarship. It has made an incredible impact upon my life.
So thank you very much to Marie and to all your support. And I'd like to introduce former director of the Defense Intelligence Agency, Lieutenant General Bob Ashley.
All right, Brian, thanks. Let me just do a sound check. You got me?
Loud and clear, sir.
All right. Hey, Brian, appreciate it. So let me start off with a quote, and Brian was wise. He only gave me about 5 to 6 minutes, so I'll be quick here. So Dr. Martin Luther King once said, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? So think about that for a second, because that's why we're gathered here today, for 2 important causes. One, and the most important cause, is to help the families of our fallen through the scholarship program. But the second one is to sharpen our axe, to better understand the technologies and how we apply those to national security so that we never go into a fair fight. So first, let me thank Brian for his vision for bringing this foundation to life, to Bob Gurley and his team for getting us organized so that we had a venue to operate today, and to our sponsors, Amazon Web Services, Maxar, Booz Allen Hamilton, and Palantir for making this event possible. We could not do this without you, and hopefully I didn't miss anybody in the process. To our panel members who represent decades of service for volunteering their time to coach, mentor, and to guide us today, and I'll be dialing in on the panels because I need some coaching as well. It's been said that volunteers don't necessarily have the time, they just have the heart. And so thanks for putting your heart into the Defense Intelligence Memorial Foundation for all the volunteers that are running the panels. So let me share a few thoughts with you and why this event is critically important. One of my favorite books is written by Simon Sinek. It is Start With Why. And if you haven't read it, Simon does a great TED Talk, and it's about 15 minutes, well worth your time. Simon's premise is that people are not captivated by what you do, they're captivated by why you do it. And Simon has said, why do you get up in the morning, and why should anybody care? So I retired last year after 36 and a half years in uniform, and my why I get up in the morning remains unchanged. And I have no doubt that everybody that can hear my voice today has the same why. But let me tell you how I explain my why. It starts with my family. So think about a bullseye and a center of concentric circles. And at that center in that bullseye is my wife, my sons, my daughter-in-law, my brother, and my grandson, and my second grandson who's due in August. That's the center of my bullseye. And then if you start going out of those concentric circles, it's cousins, it's aunts, it's uncles, it's friends, it's sailors, soldiers, airmen, Marines, civil service, contractors, and before you know it, the outer ring of those concentric circles in that bullseye of my why, it encompasses 330 million Americans. And so my why that started with the hopes and dreams of my family ends with the hopes and dreams of those 330 million Americans. That's why I get up in the morning. And that's why over the past 36 years, I volunteered to go in harm's way with my teammates. So let me take you back to 2007. And for me, kind of a surreal moment. My youngest son, Justin, had applied to go to East Carolina University. And so it's Parents' Day weekend. And what you do on Parents' Day weekend is you have a good football game. And we're playing University of Central Florida. And you get in the stands, and there's always that moment where they go, ladies and gentlemen, please stand for our national anthem. And if you would please remove your hats. So I had my, I'm an East Carolina Pirate dad hat on, so I take my hat off. I stand at attention like I always do for the national anthem. And of course, I'm looking around at people that are chatting and talking and thinking, I'd like to go out and counsel all of them the importance of what they're doing if you just be quiet for a second and pay attention to the anthem. But as the anthem plays, and we're 50, 60,000 fans in this huge stadium, I'm 10 days away from taking my brigade to Iraq, the 525, for 15 months. And there's this peaceful calm that comes over me as I'm looking out at all these fans that really their sole focus is a football game. And I'm watching this and I'm thinking about what lies ahead for me. And the thought that comes to mind is enjoy the game. Enjoy your lives, because that's what I signed up to do. I'm willing to put that rock in my rucksack every single day so that people can enjoy their lives. And you can't be part of this family, and it is a family, of service to the nation without it deeply affecting you in ways that you can never imagine. And some of the shared experiences create bonds that last a lifetime. Having stood alongside my teammates in combat zones as flag-draped coffins were loaded on C-17s in Bagram, or listening to taps in a remote desert in northern Iraq for a ceremony for a close friend who had just been killed in a green on blue attack, or having knelt graveside during multiple funerals and presenting our nation's colors on behalf of a grateful nation, or having been a casualty assistance officer sitting with a family to help them pick out a coffin for their daughter. And so I never want us to go into a fair fight. So let me go back to where I started. We're here for two reasons. One is to help the families of our fallen, and the other is to sharpen our axe, that we never go into that fair fight. And we're at a critical crossroads as a nation, both inside and outside of our borders. The democratization of technology, the proliferation of advanced weapons, and the challenge to the values-based order that we've enjoyed over the last 70 years is creating uncertainty about our future if we're not willing to act and shape that in a positive way. So let me close with two quotes from a couple of my favorite Americans in their cautionary remarks for our future. The first one is Ronald Reagan, who said, "Freedom is never more than a generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children or our bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. Or one day we will spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it was once like to be in the United States when we were free." And the second from General Mattis: "There is no God-given right to victory on the battlefield. You win that through the skill and devotion, the valor and the ferocity of your troops." So let us always remember our why we get up in the morning, and why everyone should care. So let me turn it back over to Brian. I kept it short, so it's time to get to the panels, and let's let everybody work on sharpening their axe. Brian, thanks for your vision, thanks for your leadership, and back to you, buddy.
Thank you for your remarks, sir. We wouldn't be here without you for sure, and we really appreciate you speaking today. Yeah, so it's time to transition to our panels. We've dropped in the URLs into the chat, and you can link there. It also should be sitting in your inbox in a series of invites from Mr. Gorley. Those panels will be running concurrently, but we're going to be recording all of them, and we're going to be saving them to be distributed later. We're going to share that in a secure link, and that'll come to you, after this is done, after we get the videos rendered and converted over. And you'll have access to that for as long as you want. We intend to archive them. So good luck, and let us know what you think when it's all over. Thanks.